she was found in a bus stop in Dundas. Had the biggest heart in the world. She always understood when she had done something that wasn't necessarily okay, and she always felt horrible about it. And that was a huge quality of her that I loved. Like, it's so mature and so brave of people to be able to take accountability for things and to actually try to make amends. Like, it's one thing to say I'm sorry, it's another thing to actively try to make the situation better. She was very punk metal. She was such a metalhead, and you know what? She listened to the most horrible thrash punk in the world.
Did you guys ever go to shows, or?
We went to doors all the time. The way her face would just light up when they would start playing the nastiest guitar riff ever. It was like, you couldn't help but just feel joy from it.
Emma was into punk and metal, but she loved to draw. And more than anything, she loved street art. She knew all about that world, and had her own tags that can still be found in obscure places throughout the city. The most common being a stylistic scrawling of the word dormir, which means sleep in both French and Spanish.
I don't know how she got into street art. All I know is that it was something she was very, very passionate about. And when she was not tagging every single building in her way, she did the most incredible art. And I would just sit there and stare in awe. But actually, along with her street art, I actually got her tag tattooed on me. And I never learned why it was so important to her. She never told me, but it was.
She self-medicated with the same substances I had used. Seeing her posts about wanting so desperately to stay clean and then relapsing reminded me of myself and many people I've cared about.
She talked all the time about how she was so mortified of death. And it was so incredible to watch her as she was growing and getting better and becoming more comfortable with herself. But the environments around her just continued to allow her to plummet. And it was horrendous watching that fall again. In Dundas, behind the metro, there's this building. It looks run down, it's off a shitty little side street on the back roads. It is a rehab/retirement facility. And they're the ones who gave her all of her stuff.
I didn't see the article or the obituary. A few months later, I watched a movie that reminded me of her. I thought she would like it, so I messaged her in the middle of the night. I didn't get a response for several weeks, but I just assumed she was busy. After 2 months went by, I could feel something was off. I checked the comments on her most recent post, and there at the top was a comment by Everin about her passing.
Last time I hung out with her, I was dropping her off for work. And I was just listening to her go on and on about how her life was in complete shambles. And then one day I picked a petty argument. And 2 months later, we found out that we were a month late finding out that she died. I didn't even get to see her in the last month of her living. And that just, it hurts like hell.
When older people pass away, it's sad, but it can be soft and comforting if they're in pain or they've reached the end of their story. When young people die, it's jagged and sharp, and it hurts. Sometimes I wonder what her last thoughts were, or how many people passed by her body before someone noticed.
I've become a lot less judgmental because of everything. Because it really gave me a face-to-face interaction with how horrible all of that is. And before Emma, I would see these crackheads on the streets and think, fucking losers. Total losers, bums. I would think these horrible, horrible things about them. And after becoming friends with somebody who was so deep into that sense of community, it really changed the way that I look at people.
She posted this picture on August 21st, 2021, and was found dead on the morning of August 22nd.
Appreciate your loved ones, no matter how messed up they might be. They could be gone before you know it. and you're going to be feeling the same shitty way that we do.